So hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about another BMW model which are pretty well known. So the car I'm talking is the BMW 3 Series. So cue the intro. So the BMW 3 Series is actually a compact luxury saloon manufactured by BMW back in 1975, with the first generation E21 3 Series have been debuted between 1975 to 1983. Then it came the second generation E30 between 1983 until 1994. Then it came the third generation E36 between 1990 until 2000. Then came the fourth generation E46 between 1997 until 2006. The fifth generation E90, this is where BMW have manufactured different body style of the 3 Series, because back then when the first 3 Series have been debuted, there are only actually two-door version. Until the E36, they started to have a four-door, and into the E90, we have a cabriolet, the wagon, the basically touring, sedan, and a coupe. Then it came the most popular and also a pretty best selling 3 Series model, which are the F30 between 2011 until 2018. So this is approximately 7 years on sale. So basically this is the most successful generation of the BMW 3 Series. I personally pretty like the F30 3 Series because their designs are pretty good in my opinion. Then came to our current generation 3 Series, the G20, between 2018 until 2020. So the 3 Series actually competes against its German competitor and also some of the Japanese competitor. JDM competitor, we have the Mazda 6. The Swedish, we have the Volvo X60. Whereas in the British market, we have the Jaguar XE. In its German competitor, we have the Volkswagen Passat, Mercedes-Benz C-Class, and also the Audi A4. So the 7th generation G23 series is launched in 2018 in global market, whereas in our Malaysian market, it's almost late about 1 year. BMW Malaysia officially brought in the 330i back then in March 2019. There's only one variant and it is also the CBU form, so the price are relatively high. It's around 280,000 ringgit Malaysia. But now in 2020, BMW Malaysia officially launched the more affordable variant, which is the 320i Sport. So it comes with two variants in our Malaysia G23 series specs, which is a 320i Sport, which price tag at around 248,800. Before that, it was a 243,800. Why? Because BMW in 2020, BMW Malaysia have upgraded their 3 Series to have AEB, basically autonomous emergency braking, advanced driver assist system, RCTA, lane departure warning, and lane change warning. So this makes 5,000 addition to the original car price. So the 320i Sport starts with 248,800 ringgit Malaysia, whereas the 330i M Sport start with 293,800 ringgit Malaysia. Before that, it was 288,000 ringgit Malaysia. So now let's move on to the performance statistics. So the 320, both variant of the BMW 3 Series comes with a 2-liter twin-screw turbo, 16-valve inline 4 petrol engine, paired with the 8-speed ZF gearbox. So the 320i is a slightly down-tuned 2-liter B48 turbocharged engine. It produces 189 horsepower and 280 Nm of torque. Whereas in the 330i N Sport, you get slightly more horsepower in 258 horsepower and 400 Nm of torque. That's more like a diesel car torque, but in a 2.0 turbo engine, you have that torque. It's actually pretty good. So in terms of fuel economy, the 320i Sport claims to be 6.3 liter per 100 km, whereas in the 330i M Sport, it claims to be 6.4 liter per 100 kilometer. You may see the difference are a bit less, but to make this 1 liter, 0.1 liter difference, it requires a lot of work and engineering. So now moving to the spec comparison. So I will be comparing the 3 Series to the most well-known and luxury vehicle, which is the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. So the 320i Sport is basically a base unit of the BMW 3 Series. So I will be comparing to the C200 Avant-Garde. So both variants have the more conventional body kit. The C200 has a more conventional Avant-Garde kit, whereas in the 320i Sport you get a luxury line package. So in terms of power, the 320i actually produces more power than the C200 in 189 horsepower, whereas in the C200 it produces 184 horsepower, which are identical to the 520i Sport line, which I talked in the previous video. And actually, you need to know that the 320i uses a 2-liter turbo engine, whereas in the C200, because of the emission statics, so Mercedes-Benz decided to down-tune the engine displacement to 1.5-liter turbocharged, paired with a 48-volt mount hybrid system. So it generates 184 horsepower and 280 Nm of torque. The gearbox, the 320i uses 8-speed ZF, whereas in the C200 uses 9 G-tronic. But most consumer feedback that the ZF gearbox is actually more smoother and more sporty setup compared to the C200 9 G-tronic. And in terms of fuel consumption, both are the same 6.3 liter per 100 kilometer. And the 320i actually offers a more cheaper price in 248,800 ringgit Malaysia, whereas in the C200 it offers 259,888. So in terms of the more higher spec, because in the Mercedes C-Class we actually have a C43 and also the C63 AMG, but I will be comparing to the C200 and the 330i M Sport because both variants are more affordable in most consumers in Malaysia, whereas in the C43 and C63 is more on the performance side. In terms of horsepower, surprisingly, the 330i M Sport produces same power as the C300 in 258 horsepower. In terms of torque, 330i M Sport offers 400 Nm of torque, whereas in the C300 AMG, it only offers 370 Nm of torque. And as you can see, C300, the fuel consumption is claimed to be 6.9 liter per 100 km, whereas in the 330i M Sport it offers 6.4 liter per 100 km. So you can clearly tell the 3 Series is more fuel efficient than the C300, mainly because 320i M Sport is actually a new product built in a CLAR platform, and also the engine are pretty fuel efficient. So the 320i M Sport is priced at around 293,800, whereas in the C300 it's around 304,888 ringgit Malaysia. So let's compare the dimension between the 3 Series and the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. So because the 3 Series is a new product, so in terms of the dimension, it's more larger than the C-Class. So the length of the 3 Series is in 4709 mm, whereas in the C-Class is 4686 mm. In terms of width, also BMW is much wider in 1827 mm, whereas in the C-Class is 1810 mm. So in terms of height, because the 3 Series, the M Sport variant is fitted with the M Sport suspension, so it's much more lower compared to the C-Class. So the height is in 1435 mm, whereas in the C-Class is 1442, because we know that C-Class is a more comfortable and luxury vehicle, so their suspension are relatively soft. They need to make it soft so that it gives you a more comfortable ride. The wheelbase of the 3 Series is in 2851 mm, whereas in the C-Class is 2840 mm. So as you can tell, the interior room of the 3 Series is much bigger than the C-Class. and the weight of the 3 Series is 10 kilogram lighter than the C-Class in 470 kilogram. In terms of boot space, both cars are identical, even though the C-Class, the rear looks a bit sumpit, but it still occupies 480 liters, and both cars can fold down their rear seats standard across the range in 40, 20, 40. So in terms of exterior, the BMW 3 Series is equipped with the adaptive LED projector headlights, basically a cornering light. So basically when your steering turns right, the light will actually move right a bit to give you a more visibility, and you get LED rear lights, which reminds me of the new Honda City, but it's not a bad thing. It looks pretty futuristic and modern and looks pretty sporty in my opinion. So you get LED DRL standard across the range, front and rear fog lights. So the 330i is fitted with 18-inch M Sport alloy rim dual tone, whereas in the 320i Sportline also 18-inch rim, but it's in V-spoke dual tone alloy rim. Personally, I prefer the 330i M Sport rim more because it looks pretty classic and pretty modern in that manner. So you get ventilated discs all around, and the 330i M Sport is fitted with the M Sport suspension, so the ride is much more stiffer compared to the regular 320i Sportline. So in terms of interior, the 320i only have one interior color choice, which is black leather, whereas in the 330i M Sport you can actually choose between two colors, the brown and black, and also only black interior. So first thing, as you can see, you get the M Sport steering wheel in the 320i M Sport, whereas in the 320i Sportline you only get a regular sports leather steering wheel, but also feels pretty sporty in my opinion. And the middle cluster, the 330i M Sport gets the same middle cluster as the BMW 5 Series. No, the 330i M Sport actually have a new meter compared to the 5 Series. It's in digital, but it does not show much information like Mercedes widescreen and also the Audi virtual cockpit, but it's more than enough for daily usage. And you get a new iDrive system as compared to the old iDrive 6. You get iDrive 7 in the BMW 3 Series, and it supports gesture control, which I think is pretty convenient feature, which the 5 Series does have. And you get power adjustable front seat. And moving along to the center console, actually the whole car is completely new. So the center console also a new design language as compared to the BMW 5 Series. It's a bit old design. So the 3 Series, the aircon control is actually right below the iDrive screen, so you can control your fan speed, temperature, different modes. So it's actually a 3-zone climate control, 2 at the front, 1 at the back. So you get 10 speakers for the 330i M Sport. So the leather seats are pretty luxury in my opinion. If you expect the brown seat, if you are go for a 330i M Sport, definitely go for the dual tone. It looks pretty luxury in my opinion, given that this is a compact luxury car, but it's a BMW anyway. So choose the dual tone color, it looks much better. So one more feature that the 3 Series has is the park assist. So the car will actually record the last 15 meters have you gone through, because let's say you go into a tight spot and you want to reverse out, but you are scared you scratch your car, so the car will do it for you. They will remember the steering angle and the direction and that you go previously, so the car will reverse for you. So the car only remembers the last 50 meters that you've gone through. After that you need to do it yourself. Moving to the conclusion time. Is the 3 Series a good buy over the C-Class? Well, in my opinion, if you are a person who like driving and you like the sporty setup of the BMW and you like the driving enhancement of the car, definitely go for the BMW 3 Series. It's a more fun car to drive compared to the C-Class, and it builds on the new platform as compared to the C-Class, which uses the W205 platform. And if you want a luxury and more classy look, definitely go for the C-Class. And in terms of engine performance, I will prefer the BMW setup, and also the gearbox combination are pretty smooth as compared to the C class. So yeah, this is my conclusion about the 3 Series as compared to the Mercedes-Benz C class. So if you have any question, please comment down below and let me know. And if you like my talk show series, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe and share. Cheers guys, stay safe and please stay at home. Cheers.